Ah, hello once again, YouTube, and welcome to another video with your boy, Robert. Eat that, Robert 449. Coming back, all you N-words, with another video. Anyway, yeah. Today we are reviewing an album, but not the album you're expecting. It's this, Led Zeppelin IV. This was released in 1971, which was such a great year for music. I've already talked about this album a little bit in my top 10 albums of all time, but I wanted to do a proper review of this album, because this album is the shit. This is Led Zeppelin IV, as it's nicknamed by many fans of Led Zeppelin, considering their last three albums were titled Led Zeppelin 1, 2 and 3. This was their fourth studio album, funny enough, but it's technically untitled if you think about it, because it doesn't say it in the actual, it doesn't actually call, in the gatefold, it doesn't say the name of the album. You just get this cool image of this weird medieval thing. The actual album, record label doesn't say Led Zeppelin IV. Instead, it just says Led Zeppelin with some weird symbols that have become associated with the Led Zeppelin brand, as say, and on this here doesn't even have the name, the Led Zeppelin name. Instead, it just has the symbols there, as you can see. So nowhere on this record does it say it is Led Zeppelin IV. So it's technically untitled, but most people call it Led Zeppelin IV for simplicity's sake. I'm going to call it Led Zeppelin IV for simplicity's sake anyway. So, anyway, enough of that garbage out of the way. We probably spent 3 minutes discussing that, but hey, what can you do when you're Robert, who, the man who really can't put a fucking record back in its fucking out. Ugh. Anyway, yes, time to do the review proper. Anyway, let's put this back here. And let's start the review with the first song on the record, which is entitled Black Dog. One of my favourite Led Zeppelin songs. You hear the opening, it's got Jimmy Page tuning his guitar, and Robert, excuse me, there's it's absolutely hot here. It's warmer than fucking Mustafa from Star Wars Episode 3, so I have a fan on, so excuse me. Anyway, yeah, and Robert Plant belts out the lyrics. By the way, Robert Plant, one of the best vocalists on this planet Earth. If there was a shouting match between him and Freddie Mercury, I don't know who would win, honestly. And he just yells at the top of his lungs, and then once the first verse ended, the guitars kick in. It sort of gives it a unique feel, because you don't hear songs doing that a lot. And almost gets you pumped up. The guitar riff. Da 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 na 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 na. Instantly catchy, gets stuck in your head, and all that, and it's not even 4 chords as well, it's probably like 5 or 6 or 7 chords, more than that actually. So yeah, this song is pretty catchy, it is pretty good, it is nice rock and roll tune, and speaking of rock and roll, the next song, rock and roll, nice, did it. It's a good tune. It's very simple. And Robert Plant's still on his A game with the vocals. Obviously, this whole album proves why Robert Plant, Joe Bonham, Jimmy Page, and the bassist, can't remember his name, are 4 of the best musicians and 1 vocalist in this whole entire world. Because nobody can do Led Zeppelin, I feel. They're truly unique. So yeah, I quite like rock and roll. After all, it's called a rock and roll tune. And I wonder what this song is about. Well, actually no. Like the song. The next song is like a very Celtic sounding song. The Battle of Evermore. As you can see with the cover and like all the art in this book. It has sort of a very in this album. It sort of has a medieval feel to it, like this came from the 18th century or something like that. And Battle for Evermore is proof that it is very medieval and sort of primordial. And I quite like it. It's pretty good, I would say. Anyway, Battle for Evermore pales in comparison to the next track on the record, one of the best tracks they've written ever. Stairway to Heaven. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. And anybody who has a guitar cannot play it, except for this one chick I met in school. She said she could play it, and I was like, shit. Big props to you, man. Like, the opening riff is like, dun 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 dun. Instantly iconic. It's about, like, people getting what they want from life, but not giving it love. And it's sort of, I feel like this song inspired Freddie Mercury to write Bohemian Rhapsody. See, I've made another Freddie Mercury comparison, because also inspired Paul McCartney to write Band on the Run, and this was inspired by the Beach Boys and the Beatles, because Good Vibrations and Happiness is a Warm Gun have the same sort of feel to them, with the weird time signatures constantly changing the mood of the song. Like in one bit it sounds like do 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 do, and then da 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 da, and da 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 dun dun dun, and then dun 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 dun. They sound like completely different songs, don't they? And same with Stairway to Heaven, where you have like dun 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 dun, 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 dun. And they have dun, 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 dun. And they have down, da, 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 the solo and da, 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 it's beautiful. It's a weird construction of a song, it is. Like, it's sort of like a melody, but it's the same song because they say, like, the name of the song all through it. All throughout it. Even with the different tonal shifts. And that's, like, the beauty of this song. It sounds different. It sounds... And, like, I feel like most long songs need something like this. Like, they need to sound a little bit different from each minute to the next. Because if they sound... they need the weird... Also, weird time signatures. We all love our... Progressive rock is a big fan of weird time signatures. The stuff that you can't really dance to because... da 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 dun 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 doesn't really mold well with the weird time signatures. I just love them in songs. This song, I think, has a weird time signature. Da 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 da. If that would be counted as a weird time signature. I count it. I count it. Anyway, next up we got Misty Mountain Hop. Misty Mountain Hop. Not particularly fond of this song, but I find it to be okay. It's an okay song. I haven't got that much to say about it because I remember a little bit of this album, and then some songs I just forget about because I didn't play. Weirdly enough, I'm never in the mood to play this album all the time. Like the other Zeppelin albums, Physical Graffiti, Led Zeppelin III, and Houses of the Holy, like all those, I'm in the mood to play them, but for some reason, Led Zeppelin 1, 2, and 4, I need to be in the right mood to play them. Yeah, and the rest of their albums, like after Physical Graffiti, I just haven't listened to them yet, you know? I'm not particularly like, oh, I need to listen to the rest of their work, especially Presence, or In For the Outdoor, or like, what are the other albums that I honestly can't remember? Coda, of course. I don't feel like I need to listen to them. Anyway, yeah, it's an alright song. 4 Sticks kicks ass, it does. It kicks ass and takes names. Yeah, it is a pretty good song. Going to California is alright. Same as Misty Mountain Hop. I can't remember much about it. When I first heard it, it's not a song that I'm particularly fond of, but I might listen to it occasionally. There's, of course, like all this album has good drumming, good guitar work, and good bass work, and throughout this album, it's just that if I can't remember a song, I'm just like, it's alright, but I just don't remember it. Maybe I have to have another listen to this album to remember, like, Misty Mountain up and going to California. Anyway, the next song, When the Levee Breaks. Oh, hell yes! This song just screams epic, it does. The guitar riff in this song is just so damn iconic, and some people may argue that Stairway to Heaven is a better closing track. I say When the Levee Breaks is an alright closing track to this album. It rounds off a very well. I think this album is basically a really good album, except for those ones that I thought were okay. Those are still like 8s and 7s. Everything else is above an 8. Yes. Yes, everything else is above an 8. I know, right? So this is a really good album, considering the weak songs are just like 7 and 8s, in my opinion. Yeah, this When the Levee Breaks, really good closing track. Oh, and also this is a lyric sheet for Stairway to Heaven. This is... Yeah, anyway, it's a really good album. You should totally listen to it if you haven't. Anyway, time to look at the album art. Oh boy, look at that. If I put this in like an art gallery, and like everybody around in the art gallery weren't fans of Led Zeppelin and they don't instantly recognise this album art, I think I would trick them into thinking this is like an art piece in an art gallery. Because it is sort of an art piece if you think about it. You got the old man with like the bunch of branches on his back. Gives it almost a medieval feel, doesn't it? For some reason. Like all the greenery feels like this stuff here just looks like it came straight out of the 18th century. You also have to back up the... Like a load of albums back in the 70s were doing this, where like the gatefold actually continued to the back. Like with like the Animals album, which I did a review of. I'm not sure if I'm going to put a link in the description. Yeah, that too has that. A lot of the albums I have that. It is really good. A good way to, well, anyway, it's a nice way to make more room for the art. Also, the ELO album has that as well. You know, the iconic, the blue album art with the spaceship on it. All ELO albums have a spaceship on it in some way or another. And that's like the gatefold. It's meant to be like this, the gatefold. And that's also a little bit more medieval, I would say. I've been using the word medieval to describe this album. That's what I think. It may be rock and roll at its heart, but this album is just reeks of mystique and like knights in armour battling out, duking it out, especially with the Battle of Evermore. Yeah, that's a song that I got a particular fondness of. So yeah, the album art is really good. Could almost fool people into thinking that this is actually like a piece of art. This is like this is like a reissue, actually. This is not an original copy, by the way. If I had an original copy, I probably wouldn't be holding it like this. I'd probably have it framed, actually. I don't know if I have many original copies. I definitely have a French pressing of London Town, so yeah, Yeah, you know the Wings album, London Town? I have a French pressing of it. So yeah, I brought this in HMV, pretty cheap, $14.99, what a bargain, one would say. Yeah, and I would rate this album a 10 out of 10, it's a good album. Yeah. It may not be the Led Zeppelin album that I go back to often. Oh, well, with 2 and 1 I haven't heard many songs of 2 and 1. I've only heard like 2 songs of 2 and 1. Led Zeppelin 2 and 1. So yeah, I'm hoping to get more Led Zeppelin albums and vinyl. But at the moment I got 3. 1 live, 2 studio, like, yeah, it's really good, and I think, yeah, this wraps it up for today's video. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Next video will be, I don't know, I don't know. Leave a comment on how shit my YouTube channel is and how my career is going down, and if I ever try to do like an get ad revenue of these videos, I'll probably get £0.99 off. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye, everybody. Hopefully I didn't